Okay, my cauldron and fire pit that I built a few years ago has kind of like stopped working. I'm not really happy with the results of it, so I thought I'd start all over again with it. I'm going to be doing a whole new fire pit. I'm going to be cleaning the cauldron up and repainting it and redoing some of that stuff. I'll probably be saving some of the bones, like you probably see the skull over here. I'm going to try to save. I got a bucket to throw that stuff in. I'll probably be cleaning up by just pulling the stuff off, throwing it in the garbage. And to really get it cleaned up, probably put some acetone on it to get some of this foam cleaned off. So that's what I'm kind of doing here. I'm going to be showing the process about how I do this stuff, how I'm going to build it. Not build it, but customize it, I guess. One of the things I was not too happy with was in the back of the cauldron. You can't see it right now, but it's where I have all the tubes and stuff for the fog machine and the lights to plug in. And then on the fire pit itself, the plug is over here. I'm going to try to get it all into the back, the easier access on the cords and everything. So yeah, that's what this video is going to be. So sit back, enjoy, and let's have a little bit of fun. Okay, now that I've pretty much got it cleaned off of all the spray foam that was used on it, I was going to take some acetone and clean it off and get some of this debris out, but I kind of decided not to because I wanted to add maybe, because it'll put some texture on this thing. Still going to repaint it and everything. I got all the organs and everything cleaned out. And one of the things I'm going to do, since this is an outdoor scenery prop for my haunt, a lot of times what I didn't do earlier is that when it rains, the water will kind of build up in here. That's not good. So I'm going to drill a few small holes in here as drainage holes. Alright, I think that'll do it. A few holes for drainage. I'm not sure if you can see it in the camera. So now that that's done, I'm going to put it aside for now, and we're going to see what we can do with this. Don't know how easily this stuff will come out. Like I said, there's a few things, like there's this, don't know how well you can see it. You can see the skull here. There's like a foot bone right here. And back here, there's like a spinal cord. I'm going to be trying to save those. And I'm thinking the best way to do that is to take some acetone. Put this up. You know, some regular acetone, and I'm going to use a shop rag. Probably should use gloves for this, but I'm used to it. And then see if I can use that to separate these bone pieces. You know, just like that. Yeah, that worked. if I see any other bones in here. Alright, got this foot bone. Maybe you don't need the acetone. Maybe you can just do it like that. You might need the acetone on the skull though. I got the skull out. Probably get some acetone on that to clean up. And I'm not seeing any more bones in here. Nope, no more bones. So one last look. If there's any more plastic bones on this, or buried under the foam. So yeah, we're just going to toss this out. And now we're going to see if we can clean this off using some acetone on here. And this is probably going to take a while, so we'll come back shortly. Okay, now that I've separated the bones from the fire pit and gotten all the spray foam off of this, time to paint it, which I'm using a satin black. And we're just going to repaint this whole thing. All right, that didn't take very long at all. I was actually going to go and pick up a new cauldron and do all this work to a new one, but now that I'm able to see that I was able to do it with an old one, it saved me some money. So yeah, just wait for this to dry and I'll go on to the next step. All right, once your spray paint on your cauldron has dried, you don't have to do this. This is something I'm kind of doing, which is I'm going to be painting these handles on the cauldron a bronze color. This is definitely going to take 2 or 3, more than likely 3 or 4 coats, which I'm just using some bronze acrylic paint to do this. I wish I had a bigger paintbrush, but I don't. Trying to stay within the lines. If you go outside the line, hopefully you can just kind of mask around it after it dries and just hit it with your black spray paint again. So yeah, just go around this whole thing. And when it dries, come back and do it again. All right, I let the paint dry overnight. I've gotten the handles painted a bronze color. Took about 3 coats if you're interested in that. So I'm going to go with the next step, which is going to be cutting off this video. All right, I let the cauldron dry overnight. I got the handles painted a bronze color. That took about 3 coats to do that of the bronze acrylic paint. So we're going to go on to the next step, which is actually adding some of the foam coming over the top of it, and maybe start on the actual fire pit itself. So I'm going to get started on that. Now I do have aluminum foil, and this is really just to try something out, because I know spray foam does not stick to foil. So I'm actually going to try a little something with it. I don't want the spray foam going into the cauldron itself, because I'm hoping to put a mechanism in there where eventually I'll have a witch that'll like be turning the stick in the cauldron. So I don't want the foam getting in it. So I'm going to try this little trick. See how well this may work. I'm going to have to use some tape here. Kind of hold that in there. All right, I got the aluminum foil around the top of the thing, cauldron. See, it's around the rim here. Like I said, I'm hopefully doing that to keep the foam, the spray foam, from getting inside. Try to keep it a little, just keep it out here. And I'm going to try something because, like I said, the foam will not stick to the foil. So actually, I'm going to try to put some around it like so. And the idea here is when I go to paint the foam, it won't get on the cauldron, the paint won't get on the cauldron. And hopefully I can just easily slide the foil out from under the foam and I have that dripping effect to it. I don't know if this is going to work. I'm doubting it will work because pretty much anything I tried doesn't usually work. But I've seen people who have actually covered their cauldrons in foil, and that way they can separate their foamy stuff from the cauldron itself. I'm not sure if I really need to do that. This is just a test to see if it's going to work. All right, once you got your foil on, you're going to put on your foil. And you want to shake this up for at least 30 seconds to a minute. And we're going to see if this is going to work. Set these aside. There we go. one thing I forgot to say, you also want to get a bottle of spray water. Kind of missed it a bit. It helps. From what I understand, I'm not sure how, but it helps with the drying of your foam. Kind of spray it a bit. Come back and try to get some of these places. Oh, that kind of sucked. And once you have your foam, it's sort of like in a likable way you like it. Make sure you're spraying your water. In about 15-20 minutes, we'll come back and see where we're at. All right, it's been about 15 minutes, and I'm going to go ahead and paint. It's pretty solid to the touch. It's not getting on my hand any. So we're going to go ahead and see about painting the foam around here before I take the aluminum foil off. I'm going with the fluorescent green because I usually try to have like a black light on this prop. Oops. And I think the thing got clogged. I gotta go unclog it, be back in a second. Well, I was unable to unclog that spray can, so I'm just going to use a different one, new one. All right, once you got your foam kind of painted there, however you want it, give it about, I don't know, 30 minutes, maybe dry, and we'll see about if we can remove this foil. All right, it's been about 45 minutes since I've painted this thing, so we're going to see if we're going to take the aluminum foil off and see if my little idea worked about keeping the cauldron clean while painting the foam here. So let's see how this is going to work. Well, the top part seems to have worked pretty well, as you can see. None of the foam really got onto the interior of it, which is what I was wanting. Now, let's see what happens here. Well, surprisingly, that actually worked pretty good. So yeah, I'm very happy with how that turned out. Now I need to get my fluorescent paint and kind of paint up around here a bit. But yeah, I'm real happy with that. It turned out really good. So next I'm going to be adding lights into this, and probably in the next, probably tomorrow or something, I will start working on the fire pit itself. Alright, what I'm going to attempt to do here is put some lights kind of like under the rim of the cauldron. I got these like green Christmas lights, and I will be adding them using a hot glue gun. And we're going to see how this may work. Let that kind of sit for a minute and hopefully it'll dry a bit. And then, like I said, we're going to go around the rim. Probably got to use a lot of glue in areas, so careful not to burn yourself. Here. Oops, that came up. Alright, I'm just going to continue going around the rim, going down, and hopefully I'll have something to show you for you. And here is the finished witch's cauldron with the lights inside. Now I started using hot glue, but it wasn't working out too well, so I kind of switched to the black Gorilla tape to put the lights in. And I'll show you how this thing looks in the dark. And here's how it's looking in the dark. It's got that glow coming out of it. Remember, the fluorescent paint is going to show up under the black light. I just don't have a black light available right now to show you. But, yep, that's my cauldron. Keep Halloween alive.